Very much. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you. Welcome to New York, and I'd like to welcome our new sponsor, U-Haul. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Democratic Socialist Zohran Mamdani has been elected the mayor of New York City. You know, I never thought I'd be reminiscing about the good old days when Son of Sam was my dog walker. I haven't seen this many depressed New Yorkers since it got too chilly for me to wear bike shorts. Seriously, I haven't seen this many terrified citizens since Joy Behar attacked the Empire State Building. The fear of crime has gotten so bad, the Statue of Liberty just bought a rape whistle. You can tell Andrew Cuomo's depressed about his humiliating loss to Mamdani. You know, maybe it's time for him to retire. Yeah. I know a few rest homes with plenty of vacancy. In other news, a woman who ordered medicine by mail got a box of human fingers instead. In a related story, Nancy Pelosi asked, "Where are my replacement fingers?" Speaking of Pelosi, sources say she will not seek re-election in 2026, although her face will. And on Monday, she said President Trump is, quote, the worst thing on the face of the earth. What's the second worst thing on earth, according to Pelosi? You guessed it, mirrors. Kamala Harris had a busy weekend in California. On Saturday, she attended the Yes on 50 rally. And afterwards, she attended a Yes on 40s rally. What a weird backdrop. The government shutdown has entered its 36th day, breaking the record as the longest ever. Things have gotten so bad, people are trying to buy food with their tramp stamps. Not even possible. And finally, a fourth Disney World guest was found dead this month. Police, however, are questioning the newest Disney employee. Small world is getting smaller. All right. So what does Zohran's victory mean? Is it an omen of a woke future or a ghost of a woke past? True, he really is the hangover from a decade of heinous ideas where repeat criminals are the victims, men can be women, and brain damage is considered a plus. But in this election, the votes cast were over 90% Democrat. That's one-party rule, a monopoly, which means it was a choice between bad and worse because there is no counterpoint to balance against extremism, just left and leftier. And really, it says something that the guy who sicked a deadly virus on old people was considered the good guy. But it seems Zohran was handpicked. By who? Who knows? We know it wasn't for his resume. He didn't have one. He's a hard left socialist with no managerial background, a disdain for capitalism and Jews. He's no different than a trust fund protester, except with a PR team and Soros's credit card. He's not even qualified to be my pool boy. Definitely not strong enough to lift me. And what's his connection to the city? Ask him what he loves most about New York. He'll probably say diversity. The fact that you can dine in Chinatown or Little Italy, then get mugged in 80 different languages. But diversity is not what made New York great. It's one result of the system that enabled it. Capitalism, trade, industry, which attracts people like my natural musk on a hot subway. But for leftists like Zohran, they only see the goals, not the systems. If he had been Christian who celebrated Christmas, he might never ever connect that those gifts under the tree were there because of his parents' hard work. Nope, to him, the free stuff just appears. In this case, Santa is socialism and the taxpayers are the elves. But New York isn't prosperous because it's left-wing. It's left-wing because it's prosperous, since wealth can absorb the burden of bad ideas. Republicans know this. That's why they prefer systems over goals and why they got the hell out of New York. Sure, you can admire the city for its open-minded energy. You can be a vegan with a neck tat, a gluten-free drag queen, a rapper aggressively handing out mixtapes, and nobody bats an eye. But the irony is you actually need the systems like capitalism and law and order to maintain such freedom. Without it, well, history has an answer. Lawless countries like Nicaragua or Chile in the 1970s ushered in brutal police states after widespread criminality. That's where it leads. So where does it lead here? Well, you'll find out sooner than you think. The next left-wing demonstration against the police will tell you everything. Violence erupts, is romanticized by its liberal leaders, then it spreads nationwide. The fact is, we've already seen this movie before, and we know how it ends. Old Yeller has a happier ending. One police controversy, an ICE arrest, a looter roughed up, and the mayor will make the worst even worse. Remember Minneapolis after George Floyd? They had a tragically incompetent woke mayor. And the city went downhill faster than an 18-wheeler hauling the audience to the View. The city can handle a left-wing mayor, but only if no other crisis arrives. But they're banking on a crisis. And we know which way Zoran will go the moment it's the law versus the lawless. There will be no calm, resolute voice. There will be cheering. Meanwhile, real tragedies, the next rape by an illegal who will be released back on the streets, or the next stabbing by a homeless guy on his first free bus ride, that'll go unnoticed, as his allies in the mainstream media will pretend everything's fine. So step one is the election, step two is the incident, and step three is call the movers. Let's welcome tonight's guest! He's a fan of Spotted Dick and the dessert. Host of Piers Morgan Uncensored, Piers Morgan. His comedy shows have a 2-laugh maximum. Comedian Jeff Dye. They say the camera adds 10 pounds, so now she's 13 pounds. New York Times bestselling author, Fox News contributor, and he's put more old ladies to bed than Relaxium. Former NWA World Champion, host of Planet Tyrus podcast, Tyrus. Why is it you're always on after an American election, Piers, and we have to ask for words of optimism from somebody from a country we beat 250 years ago?
Well, I would like to say that a big thank you, actually, because until yesterday, we had the worst mayor in the world.
That's true.
In London.
That is...
can't. But America, well, New York just went, hold my beer.
Yeah.
And in comes Mamdani. I mean, this is going to be an absolutely priceless thing to watch. Because Mamdani has never run a Welk stool. You familiar with Welk stools, jelly deals, that kind of stuff? He's never run anything.
Yeah.
He's in his 30s. He's got zero experience. But what he's brilliant, he's a brilliant politician. He's a brilliant promiser of great things to come. He's the promised land in many ways. The problem is he will not be able to deliver on any of these promises. Socialism does not work. It never works anywhere. It's never going to work anywhere. And so he's going to start letting down people very quickly. And it will become a referendum, I suspect, for the Democrats. I mean, you look at yesterday, 2 moderates won, and then he won in New York. And you've got this split in the party between the really hard progressive left and the sort of more moderate types. You talked about is woke dead. I've written a book literally called Woke is Dead. And it's more of an aspiration because it's still there and you're seeing it in Mamdani in all its infamous glory. But I think the ideology behind him and behind wokeism is dead, and it's going to come back and haunt him and the party because you just can't... Everything he says, all right, it sounds great, it looks great, he dances, he does all these things, he tells all these jokes, but none of it can work.
You know, Jeff, you often let people down as well.
Hey, no, I don't. That's not true. I'm a good man.
What's your take on this?
I agree with Piers Morgan.
Thank you. Thank you.
You have a minute left.
You'll never be back on the show if you keep saying
no, I'm kidding.
This controversial
I don't agree with you at all. No, I got a lot to say about this Bo Bonzappadami guy.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've been too negative on here lately, so it's time that I start contributing positively.
Awesome.
If this is the new guy in New York City, I've come up with some marketing for New York City, you know?
Right.
Tell me if you guys like these. New York City, the big government-subsidized apple. Pretty good, pretty good. Oh, I need one of those. New York City, the city that never sleeps. How could you with all these calls to prayer? I got another one. New York City. Finally, the Mecca of Mecca. Pretty good?
You scored a direct hit with the second one. Third one, not bad. First one, terrible.
Well, I think I've always been, no offense to New York City, I've always been pretty critical of it and pretty hard of it. I live in California, big fan of Texas and Florida and Arizona. I've been pretty critical of New York. I think almost this is kind of what you get in a lot of ways.
It's like if we don't move, we deserve what we get. That's how I feel.
A socialist, you know, Muslim is going to run a town full of socialist Muslims. That's kind of how it goes.
Yeah, it's kind of scary, Kat. You know what's funny? I know this is. I saw your text this morning, but I just heard from Dana that Zoran appointed an all-female transition team. This was like, and I thought to myself,
really? Well, now I support him.
Yes.
Yes.
But when I heard it, I thought we were over that sort of announcement. Like, I haven't heard that since like 2023. Yeah. Well, I've appointed an all-female squad.
Right.
You know?
So so at least I know it'll be other women stealing my money.
Yes. But I hope there's at least a couple of women there with penises.
Yes.
Anyway,
fair.
You are not happy.
No, of course not.
Because you're a libertarian. Are you going to stay in this city?
I don't know if I can. At a certain point, it's just enough already. I mean, if he's able to enact any of this, which the only hope is that he can't, right? I mean, it's obviously it can't work out the way that he says it will. Like Piers said, a lot of it sounds very good. Free childcare. Yes, childcare is very expensive. I'm currently paying for some. But he said he's going to do free, high-quality childcare.
No, that's not.
That is not how it works.
Yes.
I would never send my baby to government childcare. You'll come back, he'll be smoking crack.
Yes. There's no such.
There's no, how could you possibly think it would work? Like, have you ever been to the DMV?
Yeah.
Imagine how that worked. To be like, sorry, man, but you need to come back and pick up your baby during normal business hours.
Yes, exactly. Oh, we don't know where we left your baby.
Yeah, they'll be like, I'm sorry.
That was Parcheesi's.
They'll say, oh, we don't have any record here. And, you wind up arrested. It's ridiculous. These things do not work. But he tapped into something. Mm-hmm. He tapped into, I care about affordability. Mm-hmm. I care about, and then the only other alternative was a serial predatory pervert who probably killed your grandma. So it's a horrible thing. Mm-hmm. And he said the most disturbing thing that any politician could ever say, which is that there's no problem too big for the government and no problem that's too small for the government to counterpoint. Yes, there bro. Yeah. Yes, there absolutely is. That's just deeply incorrect and wrong.
It is what Kat is saying, and what I mentioned it in the monologue, Tyrus, you're dealing with a 34-year-old guy with no world experience. Right. Who believes that there is such thing as government-sponsored childcare that's going to be great. High quality.
Sure. That's why Kat said bro, because he's only 34.
Yeah. But I'm sorry. I kind of feel like New York, you get what you get.
Yeah.
That's the best you could put forward. Mandani didn't beat anyone. Yeah. He didn't, the Republican guy was still wearing a red beret.
Yeah.
How long has Prince been gone? That was the best Republican foot forward. A disgraced governor he only won by 13.
Yeah.
And you just there's 8 million people between here and Times Square
who didn't vote.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, this wasn't a referendum on New York. This is no one gives a in New York. They don't care who the mayor is. They had a mayor who was law and order. Now we got to get rid of him. He likes the police too much. Yeah. Now they're going to have a mayor in who says high quality childcare
and no police.
Yeah. There's another word for that. It's called trafficking.
Yeah,
so no one is going to leave their child with an underpaid, angry person. You just leave them with your wife. But I'm just saying, what? The wives are underappreciated, right, husbands? Yeah.